Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Monday Marketing Motivation. I'm Jeanne Grunert from Seven Oaks Consulting. I am a marketing consultant and fractional chief marketing officer, helping small business owners like you every Monday with action-focused marketing tips. Now, last week, I deviated a little bit from our Monday Marketing Motivation. I usually pull a word related to marketing out of my yard sale hat, and then I teach on it for a few minutes, and I give everybody an action to do for the week. But last week, what was on my mind was search engine optimization in this age of generative AI. And today I want to springboard off of that because last week's video got a lot of very positive reactions. I had people messaging me, really strong positive reactions on LinkedIn, etc. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about that because I think I left out a few things. Last week I did talk to you a little bit about how generative AI has changed the search funnel. We talked about how we used to try and optimize websites and content for top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel keywords, with top of funnel keywords being glossary definitions, simple definitions, answers to what is kind of questions, or how, very simple things. What we talked about is that generative AI has sort of chopped off that top of funnel. That does not mean, however, that you should not be trying to optimize your website with good content, because the middle of funnel and the bottom of funnel are still great options for gaining search engine traffic. Now, generative AI search snippets are always going to be at the top of Google from now on, I think. I mean, they could change that, but as of today, August 2025, you see the citation at the top. Now, what I have found is that content that is written for the user, natural language, a lot of long tail keywords, and things that are not easily answered by generative AI, it may cite them at the top of that snippet. I have a website I've told you about. It's called Home Garden Joy. It's a gardening website, and it's a fun passion project for me, but it's also a sandbox environment where I test out anything new in SEO and see how it works. And it is ranking really well in those chat GPT kind of search engine snippets at the top. And I think the reason why it's ranking well is because I never chased top of funnel keywords. I always tried to answer really offbeat questions that I had as a gardener. Things about specific insects on specific plants, or how to propagate an unusual plant, or things like that. And it seems like that that kind of content is ranking really well. So let me talk to you a little bit now about what we know to do for generative AI search. And I'm going to caveat that by what we know today could change tomorrow. Google's last core update was in June 2025. And with that and the new generative AI search, a lot of people put the brakes on their content. But I am seeing people now opening up their content funnels and really adding new content to the website. And that's good, because one thing we do know is that Google continues to reward frequent website updates. They did come out last week and say that they will not penalize AI-based images. So you should feel free, if that's your choice, to use AI images. It's not my choice. I don't use AI images on my blog, my gardening blog, for example. It's all pictures that I take here in my garden. And I do that as a conscious choice. I think it's better overall to have my own original pictures, but you do what's right for you. And I can tell you that Google did come out and say they're not penalizing AI-based images. Now, what about AI content? I think you should treat AI content as a first draft. I've said it over and over again. It's like having a junior copywriter on your team. It can spit out a first draft, but it needs you, or a writer like me or somebody else, a really strong professional writer with a lot of experience, to go through it and give it the brand voice and tone and humanize it. And really, you have to rewrite it, because it is just going to continually spit out a lot of platitudes and jargon. It loves certain phrases. There are certain repetitive patterns in AI writing. No matter how good the writing tool, you should be rewriting it. So whatever you're generating, if you are using it for first drafts, take time to go back, edit, and read it. It can also make mistakes. I've had it make some really whoppers of mistakes. Like the other day, I was working on a case study for a client. The client told me to use AI, so I was. And when I read the case study, I went, wait a minute, I didn't give it any quotes. The AI tool had inserted customer quotes. The customer never said that. So be careful. I had to go back and strip all that out. You too could get, have something weird like that happen. I don't know why the AI did that, but it did. So you must always read it. Now, what else do we know today for good SEO for generative AI? Your site has to be technically strong. Gone are the days when Google was forgiving. I don't think they were ever forgiving for this stuff, but you have to make sure it's fast, secure, and mobile friendly. So if those three things are not in place, work on them now. Fix any crawl errors and broken links and indexing issues. And make sure you have structured data or schema markup to help the search engines understand your content. Content quality should be useful, original, and people first. Don't keyword stuff. Go for the long tail keywords. Yes, continue to do your keyword research, but don't be as focused on it as maybe you were in the past. Think about what your target audience wants to know and do. Focus on middle and bottom of the funnel. Middle of the funnel are people who know they have a problem and they're looking for a solution. Bottom of funnel are people who've already chosen you, or they've chosen to act on the solution, but they need help choosing you. So reasons to believe are at the bottom of the funnel, reasons to believe in your brand. Middle of the funnel is, hey, we know you've got this problem. Now here are some solutions. And by the way, we offer a great solution. On-page optimization and link building, still really important. Make sure you've got your meta titles, your page titles, your meta descriptions all in a row. Avoid any kind of manipulative or spammy link schemes. I mean, that's SEO 101. That's been in place for the last 10 years, guys. So earn backlinks the right way. It's super hard to do, but it means putting out good long form content or really good research that other sites want to link back to you. Lastly, with your AI powered keyword research, this is a new thing. One of the things we're doing as SEO professionals is to use AI to help us kind of do a first sweep of the net to see what people are searching on. It helps find long-tail keywords and intent-driven keywords. I also run them through my keyword research tools. I use SEMrush, I use KeySearch, I use everything that I have access to, depending on the client and what they want me to use, what I think I should use. But I still run them through all those tools. I just don't focus on short keyword phrases anymore. I really look for question and intent-based keyword phrases. Lastly, think about your conversational language. By that I mean that the more AI advances with these search engines, the more it understands user intent. So even if somebody phrases the question in an awkward way, it tends to know what exactly they're looking for. So try different ways of phrasing things, but try and be highly conversational, both in your writing and in your keywords. Again, try not to go for those, glossaries. What is, there's a peace lily plant behind me. Define peace lily plant to give me a plant profile. AI can answer that. A list of good low light houseplants, it might be able to do that. Houseplants that are low light, pet friendly, that one's not, but just all that kind of stuff, the whole sweep around that particular plant, that would make a really good long tail kind of article that generative AI might like. I hope all of this has helped you somewhat. This was kind of top of mind again for our Monday marketing motivation. Now, what I'd like you to do for your homework today, you knew you were going to get homework, so you don't get out of my class each week without homework. But look at your blog and if you don't have an audit tool, you have to do this manually. If you do subscribe to SEMrush or one of the other kind of SEO tools, run an audit on your site and fix major issues. SEMrush does offer a free audit. They'll search 100 pages. And hey, if you don't have a strong budget, it's a great start. Sign up for it, run it. I don't get any commission from this. This is just Jeanne talking to you, okay? But run your site audit, and even if it's free, it will sweep 100 pages and it will give you a list of problems it finds. Fix those problems, especially broken links, broken images, too long phrases, all those simple little things that really add up. The more you fix now, the better your website will be. And the more as generative AI search evolves, the more aligned your site will be with it and the better chance you will have to rank. Take all of this with a grain of salt. Remember, what I tell you today can change tomorrow, and your results will vary based on your website, your abilities to use these tools, and your understanding of this knowledge. So continue to do your research. Your homework for the week is to run a site audit. If you don't have a paid version of one of these tools, look for a free version that will enable you to at least do a top-level sweep, and then get in there and fix a few problems. Take 10 minutes per day and just keep chipping away at it. Keep fixing little problems. They add up over time, but you can also fix them over time. And the better your website gets, the better it will rank. My name is Jeanne Grunert. I'm the president of Seven Oaks Consulting. We offer marketing services, including a temporary contract, what they call fractional chief marketing officer and fractional content leadership. I'm a content marketer by trade, but I also have a strong background in digital, direct, and branding. I am available to assist companies as a paid consultant, so please visit sevenoaksconsulting.com for more information. Thank you, my lovely friends. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.